Well, hello everyone. It's really pleasure to see you here at the conference. And what I want to say first, before presenting any of the Binance stuff here, is that I truly honor for you showing up on this event and giving a future of the whole financial ecosystem and being a true innovator in that sense. So I just wanted to give you a round of applause actually for showing up and doing the great job for your future. So in terms of the speech itself, I'll share today some learnings which we found out working at Binance through the lens of the product adoption, how Balkans plays the best role here in terms of the adoption, and what are the biggest trends that we see for the upcoming period as well. So without further ado, I just wanted to start with some intro for the Binance. So it remains the industry leader for the whole globe, actually. We've recently celebrated 300 million users. Now it's 318, so the adoption is still there. Plus, on another side, of course, we are developing the pay integrations all over the world, which can help us to actually tackle the traditional markets and the daily operations from this lens as well. What I want also to say is that, of course, like we are into the bearish market right now, and it means that the Bitcoin dominance is there. It's around the 60% right now. And Binance covers the 35% of the spot volumes across the globe, and it gives a leadership position to drive the innovations here. On another side, we've also secured the 1 billion of the SAFU fund. So what SAFU fund stands for us personally is that in case there are emergencies with the industry or some other unexpected situations, will be able to utilize this fund for any coverage. And we know that these instances are happening from time to time. We do have a stocks ups and downs right now, so it happens with the TradeFi as well. So it translates to the whole ecosystem, actually, which gives us a sense of the ecosystem which drives growth in the long run. So here on the chart, you see that Binance's ecosystem is not about only trading or holding your assets, but much more education, as the panelists were focusing on prior, plus some passive and active income products, academy events, and whatsoever. So we adapt in our ecosystem accordingly here. When we talk about the regulation, of course, that's just like a debate which we should secure in terms of how regulation helps the whole industry. But eventually, transparent regulation can give a sense of the institutional exposure, give a sense of the extra investments in the countries where we've adopted the regulatory framework. And Binance has been received the first, the centralized exchange, the global ADGM framework, which stands for the Abu Dhabi Global Market Framework. So it gives us an exposure to actually be aligned in terms of compliance, sanctions on all of the other aspects, user protection as well, which is important for the retail clients as well. So speaking about the closest regulation, of course, we are not far away from Europe and Mika here, which gives an exposure to 27 countries across the continent, and it gives more than the 450 Europeans the regulated framework, and we see this as one of the best and advanced infrastructure which we can build on top. Of course, like the Balkans are separated into those which are part of EU and not. So it's actually a good part here in Kosova as well that you can adapt the best practices of Mika plus add the local specifics. But what I can say from the regulatory perspective is that it should work as the protection plus freedom. So it always a perfect balance between giving a sense of the compliance rules that we all have to adapt, plus, of course, like how we can still innovate, give a future to the crypto and the sector exposure as well. So in terms of the issues and the risks that we've all observed, so we all remember the crash of the FTX in the 22. So it actually gave us a pump to adapt our infrastructure as well. So Binance has introduced the proof of reserves, which is a kind of protection for all of us, since Binance holds 100%, even more than 100% actually, of all of the users' funds, which means if the user allocate the funds to Binance, you can make sure that these assets are sitting there and the Binance secures the full exposure. So in case, I don't know, everyone wants to withdraw or deposit, we do have a safe cushioning behind it. And on that side, I just wanted to say that in terms of the proof of reserves, you can verify it from your apps as well through the Merkle tree. So you have the assigned ID to your account. So what it means that you can open the Merkle tree infrastructure and check whether Binance actually holds your assets and not distributing it to any of the investment strategies on their own. So it's basically the safe side on that side. And it also helps with the security measures and the privacy here. So we've introduced the new section, which is widely used across the globe as well. So then that's on the general Balkan level. The overview for the data that we have around Balkans is the promising one. So in terms of the exposure overall, we've achieved recently a new milestone of the new registered users, which gives us a sense that bearish market is not the problem when it gives to the exposure. So here, I'll speak about the Balkans region first of all. So as you can see through the slide here, we do have a 12 percentage points in the registered users. This is not that great, right? So we could get a half of it quite shortly in case the bull market is there. But at the same time, this rate is much higher than the Europe. So it means that the Balkan region overall grows much more quicker in the sense of the interest to the crypto, which gives an opportunity for the businesses to expand as well. If we talk about the Kosova specifically, the rate is even higher, 13%. So it gives a sense that Kosovo is outperforming the rest of the Balkan countries, which is a good plus for all of us. So thanks for expanding the market in a sense and giving the new wave for exposure and the opportunities at Binance as well. When it comes to the crypto penetration, so let's say you want to know how much exposure we are right now in order to evaluate how it might further adapt. So right now we are at the 18 percentage points, and it means that basically the exposure is one of the biggest worldwide. So a fifth of the total population is already entered crypto. So it gives a sense of the market maturity and helps us to actually evaluate the further growth and how you guys are experiencing in the crypto overall. When it comes to the trading, this is the interesting part here. So what are the top tokens which we saw over the last 12 months? So first two are kind of obvious, Bitcoin, Ethereum, then it goes to the Solana, which the major network for anything related to the DeFi and the RVA, so real assets management as well. So the third place goes there. Plus XRP, it actually also a hyping trend here due to the institutional demands. So XRP gives a framework of the interest and demand around the ETFs as well, and continues to booming for the whole year. And the last one is ZEC, which is actually the the privacy token. So it gives like a balance between these tokens overall. You could see the recent growth of ZAC in the crypto market as well. So users are trading that quite high as well. And then when it comes to the trading, this is the really funny part. So when we've analyzed the trading behavior overall, 86% of the trading volume is allocated to futures. And it might be perceived as the challenging part. At the first glance, okay, the community is experienced, so in case you trade on futures, you have the education and enough exposure to trade on spot as well. And on another side, it gives the sense of the speculatory framework that users tend to just like short the market or use more advanced products in order to get the quick win out of it. And when it comes to the general adoption of the languages for Binance, we've recently also introduced the Croatian language for the Balkans. It gives the exposure for the features, localization, academy initiatives, which panelists were mentioning above, and it helps for the further adoption in terms of the usage here. So then when it comes to the Binance products, I want to actually ask you a question on the preference for the product. So can you raise the hands in case you prefer more the active trading rather than the passive holding? Do we have the active traders here? Okay, not much, okay. And when it comes to the holding, so who are from the audience are the holders, which just gives the passive income? Oh, it's actually the bigger size, the bigger size, okay. So then in that sense, we do have a ways in the introduction for both of the audiences here. So first of all, I'd like to mention the whole industry trend that we see so far. So on that side, of course, AI is not the exception here, and Binance is not the first one which gives the exposure, but in the sense of the general landscape of the crypto adoption, right now the ecosystem changes to some whole ecosystem with diverse integrations of the innovations, TradFi, and any technology which can be of use to actually upgrade the crypto adoption further. So in terms of the AI, we've implemented the toolkit. And let's imagine, and that's actually a real story for most of us, the information size that we are getting every day. So you are pumped with the different social media influencers. You don't know like what's the source of trust or how to navigate through the recent updates. So AI is actually helping here to summarize everything and give you the proper feedback, right? So a social hype product gives a sense of the screening of the social media, so you can realize whether the audience is generally bullish or bearish, and then can accommodate your investments accordingly. Meanwhile, the next product, Topic Rush, is actually giving you a prediction based on the social hype, the internal data that Binance has, on what will be the next phase for the crypto industry in general. So what are the categories of the tokens that you should invest on, or any other stuff. And plus, we do have the AI assistant on top, which is a kind of ChatGPT-oriented tool, but adapted based on all of the Binance learnings. And you can imagine how many data we have all over these years. So AI, in the sense, gives then exposure. Of course, there are some negative trends here, the pricing and whatsoever. But if you integrate AI into already existing platform with a high database, and you should prompt it correctly as well, it gives you a perfect match to save your time and at the same time get the structured, easy feedback. Then, when in terms of the TradFi, of course, like a new wave of the product adoption here. So TradFi always had the downsides of not operational experience, not like 24/7 schedule. You had to set up the brokerage. It's also a geo-sensitive as well, so you can trade a limited amount of the TradFi products overall. But Binance decided to actually solve this case. And the reason being that perpetuals are giving a sense of using crypto, your own assets, in order to trade the TradFi products. So there are a list of tokens, assets, ETFs that you can use for that matter. It includes NASDAQ, S&P 500, US treasuries as well, and the company stocks like Amazon, Apple, Google, and whatsoever. So this product actually gives us a sense that crypto is much wider than we thought, right? So it's not about just like a closed technology inside the system, but rather adoption and using the technology in order to merge the entire financial instruments all together. So this product is actually live. It's one of our recent ones, so feel free to test it out on your site and give us a feedback as well. And then when it comes to the general crypto landscape and where we are in terms of the trends, the exposure here is that we always need to balance, right, between the active trading and the passive income. So on that side, first product that I wanted to introduce is the Yield Arena. So for those who raise the hands for the passive income and the holding, it's a perfect match. In case you have an assets on your balance and you are not using them anyhow, that's the ideal way. The reason being that Yield Arena is the ecosystem around the passive income sharing. So you can use a series of the strategies, flexible earnings, fixed one, staking, as well as gamify the whole experience. So by entering Yield Arena and using your own pre-existing assets, you can get a much better exposure in terms of getting yields of your investments, so they are not sitting and like losing the position on the inflation, but rather getting the percentages out of it, as well as some airdrops, gamified mechanics to actually learn more and invest more in the passive income for yourself. On the flip side, we do have a trading bots. So majority of us guys are super busy professionals with some other work. So for some of us, crypto is not like the direct niche of our work. So in terms of the exposure and the setting up the strategic way of investing, trading bots is the ideal way for you, since it gives a sense of setting up your investments automatically. So you can select the strategy based on the preferred tactics, whether you want to use the greed trading, so just like buy low and sell high. You can use like a different perspectives on the time frame and how much you want to invest. And you can forget about doing this manually, right? So it saves a lot of time. It's operational 24/7. So once you set up the flow, how you want to see, and accommodate your investments, it gives you an automated way to do that. So let's say it's also a good point for the bearish market where the majority of assets are undervalued. So you can just like use a DCA, so dollar cost averaging strategy, and give a long-term benefit for your assets as well. And then when it comes to the wallet, of course, we do have a gateway between the CEXes and the decentralized exchanges as well. So wallet is not a new product, but we are constantly updating and developing the infrastructure behind it. Right now, there is a whole system of trading, swaps, cross-chain exchanges, as well as the earning higher yields and the passive income out of the DEX options. So here, you can also see the examples on getting a sense that centralized exchanges are not that closed anymore, right? You can just like integrate the wallets. It's self-custodial as well, so you have a full visibility on your assets, you are holding it, you have a full access to your privacy keys. So Binance is not holding this on your behalf, so it's kind of a privacy matter for all of us. And what it gives overall in terms of the ecosystem is that crypto is not a niche anymore. We do have the AI integration, we do have the TradFi adoption all over the globe. Institutionals are entering the market, so right now it's like the rate is higher than ever. Plus we do have the solutions from the DEX side and advantages of the speed, low fees whatsoever, plus the safety and the security around the centralized decisions. So on that side, I just wanted to mention that the key call out here is to continue building the infrastructure in case you are a professional developer or you just like have idea in mind. Do use the time of this conference to network and actually share the ideas between each other and help the Balkan region and the Kosovo development as well. So we always say, let's keep building, and that actually the true value of such gatherings and the conferences. So let's make the future of finance together. And then when it comes to the community, in case you are not subscribed to our social media, do so. We are sharing the recent updates, trends, Binance research, so you can get a more structured way of the recent updates and where the crypto wind is blowing at the moment. So it's also localized to all of the Balkan countries, so you can get a sense of the smooth transition here. So yeah, thank you all for your time. It was a pleasure.